So do you have a squeaky hinges on your doors? This one's really annoying because it's in our master bathroom, between our master bathroom and our bedroom, and every time in the night when someone just slowly opens the door, it makes that really annoying creaking sound.
Yep.
So if you have a squeaky door, you can oil these. You can oil these squeaky hinges to make the squeaking stop. You can use all kinds of different oils. There's different varieties of oils you can use. You can use WD-40. There's all kinds of different oils you can use. But if you have little kids in your house, I don't like to use those oils that have high volatile organic compounds or high VOC content in them. Okay, so I like to use something that's non-toxic as an oil that can lubricate these and not expose your young children to harmful substances that are inside your home where you're going to be breathing, and kids might be touching those areas where there could be oils there that could be toxic. So what I like to use for lubricating hinges inside a house, something non-toxic like a canola oil nonstick cooking spray or olive oil or any kind of non-toxic edible oil, food grade oil, can work great to lubricate these hinges. You get a paper towel because you might make a little bit of a mess, and you spray it on both sides. Okay, so I'm going to spray a little bit there, and I can just hold the paper towel under the hinge, just spray a little bit there, just wipe off the excess. You don't want the oil to get all over your baseboards or all over your door. And you wipe off the excess here. I'm going to spray a little bit on the top hinge. Spray a little bit up there. And then again, wipe off the excess. You don't want to make a big mess with this oil because the greasy oil will stick to the baseboards, and then dirt and stuff will stick to it. So you want to try not to get too much extra. It's still going to be squeaky. Actually, that's already better. See, it's a miracle. All you need is non-toxic, food-based oil spray, and that already fixed the problem. If it doesn't work the first time, though, you can do the other side. So come around the other side. It's actually better to spray it on this side of the hinge because the metal parts was the only place where the oil will touch, instead of the wood parts of the door and baseboards and the door casing. So you spray a little bit of oil there. Don't let it drip. Just wipe it up into the hinge a little bit. Then we'll do this lower one, same thing, just spray just a tiny bit there. Wipe up the excess with a paper towel. See, now that the sound is totally gone, there's no creaky sound. Just want to make sure you come on both sides and wipe up the excess, because again, this oil will make a mess. I really like using just edible cooking spray around my house because it's a non-toxic alternative to something like WD-40 or other lubricants that have bad smelling volatile organic compounds in them that are not healthy for your family. So I have little kids in my house and I don't want them to breathe in gross chemicals, so you just use something edible. More squeaky hinge. I'm just going to spray a little bit here again. Just one little tiny burst of that stuff, of the cooking spray. Again, I just really like using the edible cooking spray because you know you're not exposing your family to poisonous chemicals, and it does the trick to get rid of the sound. Just make sure you wipe up the excess and don't let a lot of it drip down on the door, because oils make a mess, because dirt likes to stick to oil. This is the very best lubricant to use to oil hinges in your house that are making a squeaking sound. And there's lots of options out there. Something you could use, like this, penetrating oil, would work well to clean out a hinge and make it work well. I mean, any of these honestly would probably do the trick to help a squeaky door hinge stop squeaking. Both of these are very toxic smelling. At least you can smell it when you spray it. It has extreme volatile organic compounds, so like high VOC. Like you can tell when you spray this stuff, it just smells for hours and hours and even days afterwards. So it's going to keep away from children. This product contains chemicals in the state of California to cause cancer. Of course it does. So does WD-40. I mean, the same thing. There's going to be tons of volatile organic compounds, and it says inhalation, remove to fresh air, give artificial respiration or oxygen if necessary. So these WD-40 and PB Blaster And even some of these other oils might have bad volatile organic compounds. Now, I like this dry lube with Teflon blaster. It's not quite as smelly as a WD-40, and I use this kind of stuff in my garage, or if I'm lubricating a car part or something that's outside. You can use it on windows, and you can use it on lots of things, and it's not quite as smelly. This also still may contain chemicals in the state of California cause cancer. I mean, everything you can look at will cause California cancer. But so anyway, all these other chemicals are, have some potential dangers to them, and I don't really want my family exposed to them, especially if something else that's really inexpensive and honestly edible can work to do the same thing. You could use this regular vegetable oil. I have some vegetable oil in my garage I use for general, like, cleaning oil-based paints off of paint brushes. I use this old vegetable oil that's rancid. We had it in the food storage, but then it went bad, so we just use it in our garage for stuff like that. So we don't eat it. We just use it for things like that. And this pneumatic oil for my nail guns and things. Almost, it seems like it's basically a vegetable oil, but it's not. It's just kind of like a motor oil kind of stuff. So these are, don't have as many volatile organic compounds, but they're still probably toxic if your kids were to touch it and then touch their mouth. All these things are bad for them. But that's why I think if you're going to lubricate door hinges inside your house and you have small children in your house, you probably should use something that's an edible oil. A canola oil, an olive oil, a vegetable oil, some kind of oil that's edible and safe to use, that doesn't have poisonous chemicals, doesn't have volatile organic compounds. Using a cooking spray like canola oil is much safer for your family than using these other toxic chemicals in your home where your kids might be touching hinges or door areas, or it might drip down onto the carpet, or where the smell, if you spray with the WD-40 or this PB blaster, it's going to stink in your house for days. That stinky smell that you smell is the volatile organic compounds that are constantly being released in your breathing, and it's not only going to affect your kids, but also you and your lungs. And so you want to avoid volatile organic compounds in your home as much as possible. And that's why I think the very best option for lubricating door hinges inside your home, if you're, while you're living there, of course, or even if you're not living there yet, is just to use some basic cooking oil. It's gotta be the most annoying sound in the world.